Hello and welcome to Faith in 5, short answers to big questions in just 5 minutes. In this episode, I'll be answering the question, which religion is true? Now, to start with, let me give you some context. Recent research indicates that a whopping 84% of the world's population hold some form of religious belief. But here's where it gets complicated, because there are an estimated 4,300 different religions, including thousands of individual tribal religions. And the problem is, they all essentially contradict each other. Even just taking the big five, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism and Judaism, which represent 78% of the world's population, these five religions alone contradict each other at 5 key points. The nature of God, the nature of humanity, the purpose of life, the nature of life after death, and the path to salvation or enlightenment. These religions teach very different things on these 5 fundamental issues. So even just taking the 5 major religions, from a purely logical perspective, they can't all be right. Either they're all wrong, or at best, only one is right, but they can't all be right, because they contradict each other at so many key points. Now, I've got a much longer video on this topic on my website and on my YouTube channel called A Fog of Gods. And that video digs into all the differences between these various religions in much greater detail. You might want to check it out, but let's cut to the chase here, shall we? How do we decide which religion is true? How do we decide if any of them are true? Is there any objective way of deciding this? I want to make just 3 quick points. Number 1, it's not about what suits you or which religion you like the best. In fact, that is the most irrelevant issue. It's got to be about truth, hasn't it? Not preference. It's got to be about what is actually true rather than what you just want to be true. Because you see, here's the thing. If there is a God, he exists particularly and definitively. He is not whatever we want him to be. He has a particular character and a particular reality, and we either get it right or we get it wrong. And if we get it wrong, then quite frankly, we're wasting our time because we're worshipping a myth, a God devised simply by our own imaginations. So what we need is truth, not our vague imaginings or personal preferences. And this brings me to the second point. We can only know the truth about God if he reveals himself to us. Unless God reveals himself to us, all we have are 8 billion different opinions about God and no way of knowing which, if any of those opinions, is right. You see, what we really need, what we desperately need, is for God to show up and say, here I am, this is what I'm like, this is the meaning of life, this is how I want you to live, this is what happens after you die, and this is how you can know me now and forever. That's what we need. We need God to turn up and blow away the fog of our various guesses and say, this is the truth. And this brings me to my third and final point. God has already done this. He has actually revealed himself to us in space and time. And Christianity is the record of that historic revelation. I'm referring, of course, here specifically to Jesus Christ, who came into our world and effectively said, here I am, God in the flesh. This is what I'm like. This is the meaning of life. This is how I want you to live. This is what happens after you die. And this is how you can know me now and forever. Jesus did exactly what we need God to do. There are many ways in which Christianity is unique amongst all the world's religions, but the most fundamental, the most important, is that it is based upon God's specific revelation to mankind via his actual appearance on our planet. He turned up and he showed himself to us. No other religion claims this in this specific way. All the other religions are based upon guesswork or spurious dreams and visions. Only Christianity has a founder who didn't just dream or imagine what God was like, but claimed to be God and proved it to us through a series of extraordinary miracles and ultimately by rising from the dead. I have extended videos and podcasts examining the historical evidence for those miracles and events, and you might want to have a look at those. For more information, check out my website, smartfaith.net. In the meantime, thanks for listening and have a great day.